Grass. It is Friday. It is 9 a.m. 9 a.m. here in Los Angeles. Friday, April 18th, AD 2025. And we're going to have a fun loosey-goosey, the Hake Report show. Thank you, JLP, for raiding the stream. Pastor Chatelain did it. I'm live on punchy.tv and BitChute and IG. Not IG. I meant X. And Facebook. And of course, what's up, D-Live crew? Thank you, Jesse Lee Peterson, for sending the YouTube viewers over to the Hake Report thing right now. I will be taking your calls. There is one line open. The lines are just starting to, fill up. 1-888-775-3773. And you can super chat. I did see a super chat. At least one came in from Greggatron. He's getting me coffees now. I wonder if he's starting to like these coffees. Nice. On buymeacoffee.com/the Hake Report. It is Good Friday. On the Jesse Lee Peterson show, it was Black Friday. But over here on the Hake Report, it's Good Friday. But we love the blacks too. And you can call in about whatever you like, for the most part, except for how black women smell. I disavow that completely. I think they smell great. I heard from Karen Williams that they do indeed smell great. And there's a black gal or two who come to church. They smell fine. I'm the one who smells. If we're going to be honest here. But maybe that's not purely white guilt talking. Where is all this white guilt coming from? Well, maybe I just don't hate black women as much as you guys do. Shout out. But you're welcome to call in. Let me turn down that racket. What's all the racket? It is Friday, and so that means that I don't know what we're going to do because we don't have Fob Friday. Carver did send me that AI song. I suppose I could play it a little for you guys. I could probably get away with playing Andy and Jackie. They probably won't. Will Spotify take down my episode for playing copyrighted Andy and Jackie? Or is it just tooth and nail that they're taking down? I don't know. I haven't really looked that deeply into it. So I'm trying to avoid copyrighted music altogether. Although I did break and play Mary Rice Hopkins. I got an assignment. From Ronnie in Ohio. And it has to do with Psalm 22. Okay, Psalm 22. I may read that to you guys in its entirety. Psalm 22. It's what Jesus cried out, referenced when he cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" And just as I suspected, it is deeper than just a reference. A reference has a purpose, and it could be what Jesus was really feeling with that whole thing. That whole thing describes what JLP talks about with the going through the valley of the shadow of death, although that's not in that one. That's in Psalm 23. Psalm 22 precedes that. But it's just what JLP talks about, being alone. Everybody looking at you, laughing at you, spitting, scoffing. It's terrible. So, pretty cool. Shout out to Ronnie. Thank you, sir, for the assignment to catch. And read it. I read it in the King James Version. But you can read it in however you want. So Psalm 22 a shout out, okay? A Psalm 22 shout out. But anyway, guys, let's just get right on. Crank this a little bit more. With the AJ Gallardo original theme song, The Show!
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
Hey guys! I hope you're enjoying the beautiful beach footage, or at least sounds, if you can hear it faintly in the background. Santa Monica, when was this? 2022 November, late November.
Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la. Oh, it's the Hake Report, the Hake Report, la la la.
So, how you guys doing? I am fine. You like my Knowledge is Poison t-shirt? I get mocked for it because people suspect, and I sort of suspect, that I may take the lack of knowledge thing a little too far, or a lot too far, because I'm so ignorant. That's why I love hearing from guys like Cam Higbee, who was a guest on my show, and Chad O. Jackson. Those guys research and present stuff well. You know, they're kind of the modern day Ann Coulter, or not canceled Vincent James, real Vincent James. Those guys are research fiends, and they can present it well. That's cool. Shout out to them. But anyway, but knowledge is poison, regardless. Those are humble men. They're not puffed up in arrogance over what they know. You know, it's kind of there is this effect that happens on people when they get a little bit of knowledge. Their estimation of their competence on a subject gets overestimated when they get a little knowledge. And it's called some effect. It's the worldly people use it. Even the liberals use it, I think. The midwits. We midwits. Upper midwit class? It's terrible. You don't know about Vincent James? I don't know. He's pretty good. So don't get puffed up on your knowledge. The Bible says, knowledge puffs up, but charity edifieth. Love builds up. Dunning-Kruger effect. Thank you, Lin Yen Shin. Indeed. Dunning-Kruger. So when you think that you know, and then when you become more of an expert, you realize you really don't know. Or if you don't know anything, you don't know anything, kind of. So, nice. No, knowledge has its use, but like any poison, many poisons do have their uses. A little poison may even have a good effect, perhaps. But too much, you get puffed up and anyway, you guys know that. TheHakeReport.com. This is actually mint, I think. Real quick. Not to get too carried away with this, but if you go to hake.printify.me, that's the direct link for my page. This is the black ink. Knowledge is poison. Lime. Okay, that makes more sense. It's lime. See how bright this is? It's pretty bright in real life, and it looks really bright on the screen. But here, it doesn't look like it's going to be bright, but it's pretty bright green. And I think that this looks okay on me. I could see it looking good on a black guy or gal. There's a sky blue, daisy yellow, ice gray, which is sort of a light gray. There's white, and there's light pink. And this is the Gildan 64,000 unisex soft style. So it's a pretty good fit, I think. Gildan is probably the most consistent fit. And so I did get this in medium. I did get a large version, okay? Shout out to Greggatron, who said, buy a large, you're a grown man, and lift weights so you grow into it. A little research wouldn't kill you, says Zazin. Yeah, I know. You're right. I accept. Am I going to do anything about it? There's one line open, guys. 1-888-775-3773. I'd like to get to Austin in Virginia. The lines are full. Austin in Virginia, how you doing? Thank you for calling and holding. What's up?
I'm doing well, Hake. How you doing?
Doing well as well.
That's good. So I've called in a few times. You're pretty cool. I'd appreciate your take on something that I've been turning over in my head for a little bit.
Cool.
Yeah. So I live in a small town in Virginia that's got some stuff going on in it. I don't really feel any type of way about what's going on in my town, but I'm wondering if you think participation in local government in some capacity would be worthwhile.
It may be, yeah. I mean, I don't see why not, as long as you're able to take care of yourself financially. Otherwise,
yeah. So don't rely on it for the income.
Right. You don't want that to be the motivation, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, and you may not win. You may win. Who knows? They may like you. They may keep you forever. They may oust you in a month or one term.
Yeah, yeah.
So
you ran out of town with pitchforks.
Yeah. So and be wise, of course, with how you present yourself. Young men sometimes want to pop off at the mouth with their knowledge, and sometimes it's best to hide your power level, as they say, and not necessarily share knowledge that people don't need to know at this time.
Yeah, my foil, I think, is just the presentation of my own ignorance.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's, I know some of the local politicians, and they're the sort of, shaking babies and kissing hands types, real well put together fellas. And I'm not really on that swag,
Are they young? Are they young, like young politicians like you, or are they older, middle-aged people, men and women?
So it's an interesting spread. Mostly it's a lot of old guys, but there's a couple young dudes who I think are getting groomed for, Congress. But they're very young. I mean, even younger than me. I'm only about 26.
Okay.
So, I'm a homeowner in my town, and I run a business. And,
cool.
I'm doing a lot. I don't know if I told you this last time I was on the line. I'm producing a feature-length movie right now.
Oh, yeah, you did tell me that you're working on a movie.
Yeah, man, I'm so excited about it. But I'm just, I'm doing a lot, and I still have a lot of time. And,
okay. Interesting.
And I'm thinking about, ways that I can sort of get more involved in what I'm doing, because I like connecting with people. I like having interests, and I see that, like I live in a city for where I live, but it is a small town in the middle of the sticks,
Okay.
and so a lot of the decisions about access to resources and things like that are sort of made in pretty close quarters, and I don't know how much of a voice everyday people really get.
Oh, okay. So you're thinking that you could be a voice for the everyday people?
Well, I'd have to be like them first, and I don't know if I am.
Oh, well, I mean, to be honest, I don't think of politics in that way, in terms of being a voice for the people necessarily, or at
How do you
least
think
having to
about
be
it?
the people. I think of politics as doing what's sensible and right.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to
Yeah,
talk
well,
with the people because then you hear their concerns and you find out whether those concerns are legitimate or if they're just complainers. Because complainers, the squeaky wheel is not always right.
yeah, I hear that. I wonder about what the right way to go is. I just see, we used to have like a Habitat for Humanity and a Goodwill and all that, and those businesses closed down, and now there's like, man, I used to buy all my furniture from there and all that,
Yeah.
and my town has 2 colleges in it. That's why there's a lot of people there, and so the rental market is obscene. I mean, like single bedroom houses in the town that I live in. On these college campuses sell for like $2,000, sometimes even $3,000 a month,
Wow.
And I see that. Look, I see that like the power players in my area are guys who like they own bars, so they profiteer off of people being unconscious, or they own rental properties that they don't really manage very effectively. And I don't know that I want to do battle with those sorts of people, but at the same time, when I see what they're doing in my community, it's like, the next closest town to me just got a casino, and it's like, I have a property here, like I could raise children in this community. Do I want to be continuing to be at the mercy of these people,
Huh. And is it an Indian casino? Because I didn't.
No, it's a Caesars. It's a Caesars in Danville, Virginia.
I didn't know that they were. I thought casinos were illegal everywhere except for Nevada and the Indian casinos. But maybe I'm just completely ignorant.
Yeah, you'd think. But the part of the thing of it is that Danville used to be like a pretty nice area to live. There was a lot of money always tucked away in the hills, but casinos bring with them all the
riffraff
fun and frenzy that you find at a casino. So it's just, riffraff's a good word for it. But like there's a couple pretty sizable bars in my town, and that's mostly where a lot of the money flows in and out of. And
drinking,
I just see like
drinking culture is not good.
It's despicable, man. It's like, because you get a, I don't know, like my father when he was my age was like managing clubs and stuff like that, and
there's sometimes riffraff from that alone. Never mind the casino.
Yeah, well, look, I mean, this one spot in this town that I live in, they had like all the signs of like drug beef, like people shooting at each other in the out front of the place, like
if they're not if they're not like good security or good policy in terms of keeping control of stuff like that, there could be all kinds of mess.
And when I bought a place here 5 years ago, my house was affordable, and the community was pretty reasonable. I mean, it was like a boring little town, but I like boring, and now it's sort of a hub. But at the same time, if I sold my house, I'd make a pretty substantial amount of money. It's just, where am I going to go?
Well, don't get in your head about the future, man.
Yeah, I ain't worried about it.
No, it's not even just worrying about it. It's also just like, don't get ahead of yourself with all this planning. One foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like life is working for you, and so just.
Oh, I'm doing great, brother.
Just keep it up.
Hey, when I get this movie premiered, I'd love to send you a link.
Okay, thank you, man.
Hell yeah, baby.
Appreciate it, all Austin. Right. Take care, man. And let me know if you decide to run. I'm kind of curious.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you. Talk to you later.
All right. Bye. The priority is Robert in Kansas. I had to leave him hanging yesterday. I wasn't able to get to all the calls, and Robert was among those I couldn't get to. Robert, thank you for calling back, man. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Hake, I hope you are well.
I am.
I think you're just avoiding my call is what it is, but I understand.
Yeah, you understand me.
Yeah, I'm used to it by now. First, knowledge is poison. Doesn't it say that my people perish for lack of knowledge? Doesn't the Bible say that?
It does. You do need a little bit of knowledge. That's true.
So the knowledge that's poison, would it just be like the deception from the children of the lie? Would that be the poison you're talking about?
No, I mean, yes. But there's true factual knowledge can get you distracted because, for example, I learned about black on white crime 10 years ago or so. And when I learned about that, that was like a shocker to me. And so I started getting way into it. And I was learning factual knowledge. And but I was getting carried away into it. There are people who can quote the Bible and stuff like that. Even I can quote the Bible, but that knowledge does nothing because it's just like you think you know something, but you're not living it. So it's not just lies that are the false knowledge that's poison. It's also factual knowledge can mess you up because it misdirects what you're thinking about. You're not supposed to be thinking about all that knowledge all the time. You're supposed to live in the present and as God leads, because there's some knowledge that you don't need. You know how Joe from Phoenix would sometimes present some facts? Some of the facts were false. Some of the facts were true, but they were irrelevant facts. So he was bringing poisonous knowledge to distract from the truth.
So one thing, Hake, I've been thinking about is the biblical question, and I would just answer it by saying that it's consciousness. It's people have been saying Adam or the body, the first man, whatever, but that's just a vehicle for the mind for consciousness, which is your relationship with God. It's why a man can take creation and make invention, right? So we can take raw creation and synthesize it such that you have a steel to build an automobile, right?
So the biblical question is that Jesse on the Jesse Lee Peterson show and for Church with JLP is for the audio for the listeners who don't know already. It is what is the first temple that God made? And you're saying it's consciousness is the temple.
Well, they call it your temple for a reason, right?
Your body, your body, your temple.
Your head, right?
Yeah.
Well, but on the side of your
this is your temple. Right? Yeah, the sides of your head. Yeah, if somebody hits you in the temple, ooh, interesting.
Well, it's your temple.
Yeah.
Your temple. So there is truth in everyday information. Yes.
Interesting, man. Somebody yesterday, I think maybe it was on Hake too. Somebody yesterday, I think, said in your body is your temple, and you go in there and get present, and it's your connection to the spiritual, something like that. And it was an interest in the statement. It sort of reminds me of what you're saying.
Okay. And so the main reason I called is we have all this stuff in the news, right, about this situation with these kids that one of them killed another one. There's in self-defense, and I'm not a lawyer or anything, but I know some, and I had some advice from a retired judge one time. And he said something about, because it was a self-defense case that we were talking about. And he said something about, he said, his first thing he says, never kill anybody you know.
Whoa.
The first thing he said. He said, you kill somebody you know, like let's say you never met me, right, Hake, so you would not be able to recognize me.
Yeah.
And I come up to you at the gas station, I just start punching you in the face.
Right.
Okay? You take out your gun, you shoot me in the chest, you kill me. You're probably going to walk. Joel does that same thing to you in studio. He just starts punching you. And you take out your gun and you shoot him, you're probably going to go to prison.
Because I know him, so it looks more suspicious.
No, it's because the point of self-defense is you have to have a reasonable fear of basically being killed.
Oh, since I know Joel's not going to kill me with his punches may put me down, but
no, you have a pre-existing understanding of each other such that you have a relationship. Do you expect to be murdered by Joel? Probably not.
No.
If you take out your gun and kill him, you're probably going to go to jail.
Interesting.
If I did that to you at the gas station, you have never met me, right? You've never seen me. I come up and I just start attacking you at some public place, and you kill me. You're probably going to be okay.
Right.
Because you don't know if I'm about to kill you. You know Joel is just mad at you for, calling him a name or something, right?
Right.
So he hits you. You don't think he's going to kill you. You have to legitimately believe you're going to be hurt to actually kill somebody in self-defense.
Interesting.
It's the same rules of engagement we had in the military. It's the same rules of engagement for police in a sense. I mean, police do what they do, but it's a type of thing to say, if you really think you're going to die, Hake, if you really think I might kill you at the gas station and try to take all your stuff or whatever I'm doing, then you have the right to defend your life,
right,
your stuff, and your existence. Right?
Yeah.
But if you know somebody, if Joel starts hitting you, you can't just kill Joel and be like, I've feared for my life.
Right.
The judge is going to be like, no, you didn't.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got in an argument. He hit you and you killed him.
Yeah. Okay.
So if these kids knew each other at all, if there was bullying, if they had a previous interaction, and the kid knew that the worst case scenario is that he might be bullied or whatever they're saying, it doesn't give him the right to, as self-defense, to then murder.
Right.
Okay, now if he thought he was going to be murdered, then he did. But
right.
I don't believe that to be the case.
Me neither, man.
I don't think at the
I don't even believe he was at the risk of great bodily harm. But maybe something will come out that will prove me wrong.
Well, listen. I've been bullied before. I have been a bit of a bully before at times. I am not a bully. I'm not saying that. But nice. I remember in my youth, even just using words and things that, when you're a kid, you might be cruel. I remember my friend John, who was overweight. I wasn't nice to him about that. I regret that now. Right? I wish I was never cruel like that. But kids are cruel, right? Kids can be bullied.
Yep, we are.
Yeah, man. So, and I don't know what happened here, Hake, but I can't believe it's such a national story. And the way that they're presenting it, maybe it's all theater, maybe it's a script, right? And, or it's, just something that they're elevating because they like the story, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right on, man. Well, I mean, people, if you think about it, even when people in real, quote unquote, situations, people are performing. As Shakespeare maybe said, or somebody, the world is a stage. And so people are caught up in their emotions. It doesn't even make sense. They're actors. When she's crying, she's lying. Great call, Robert. Thank you, man.
Yeah, man, that was my main point, and I like Jesse's point about, why do you have a knife there? You're at a sporting event, and then it's like, well, what kind of knife? There's just so many things that go into it. I own a pocket knife myself. I might go to the local event and have it on me. I don't know. I don't go in there to do anything.
Of course.
But if it's like a
Bowie knife.
If they have blade sizes and stuff, and there's intentions for knives are designed for that. If he had just like a bayonet up in there, it's like, what are you doing with this? Like, what is going on? Did you go in there to make trouble so you could stab somebody? I mean, it's like, I don't know what's going on, man. So it is a crazy story, though. Okay, Hake, well, I want to take up all your time, brother. Thanks for taking my call finally.
All right. Yeah, take care. Bye.
Bye-bye. Let you hang up. Bye.
All right. Nice. I heard I was arguing with somebody on X, which you're not supposed to do, of course, right? But I try to do it in a reasonable way. Because there's a reasonable way to, disagree with somebody. I noticed that people were hounding this young man with whom I was arguing. But I wanted to respond. Okay, so I want the blue pill, by the way. Okay, so this black guy a reasonable black guy on X said, "This is insanity." You guys have heard this man. A career criminal intentionally trying to inflame the situation, paid actors. And he has this, listen to this. I may as well play this, right? Let's see, let me turn it down just in case it comes in loud for you.
The father being at this press conference. These are my words. Don't quote anybody.
Okay, so he's referring to Austin Metcalf, the white young man who got stabbed in the heart by the black young man. These are young men. They're not kids. When you're 13, you're a young man. This is Minister, right? Is this Minister Dominique Alexander? It's funny because there's a Dominique Alexander who was on the Jesse Lee Peterson show. He was a good guy, Christian. Back in my early days as producer and ex-gay. But he was like a normal black guy. He was not like this guy. He was not a radical psycho. But this guy is talking about the father showing up to their press conference, the supposed family of this suspect having a press conference because everybody on the internet is racist. But the father's anti-racist. This father's practically anti-white, but he's just trying to be a Christian. He doesn't know about any of this stuff. He's just a boomer Gen X guy, whatever he is. And the father showed up, in my opinion, but I don't know. I wonder whether the father showed up to be a sign of we can all get along, a sign of Christian love and unity, and also I'm involved in the case. Why can't I be here?
Is a disrespect to the dignity.
Okay, let me play it over.
The father being at this press conference. These are my words. Don't quote anybody. Is a disrespect to the dignity of his son.
How? Okay.
Next Generation Action Network from the beginning.
Oh, I've heard of Next Generation Action Network, I feel like. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I have. I almost thought that this guy was on the JLP show. There's some strange minister, black activist people who've been on the Jesse Lee Peterson show over the years, over different cases. But he's promoting his organization.
Has respected the loss of life. No matter our opinion of it, we have kept our opinion close. We have not attacked. We have not shared.
He's attacking right now.
The information that was shared with us about Austin Metcalf. Because we respect the dignity of life.
What a phony. Okay, so Jason Whitlock on X said this career criminal is intentionally trying to inflame the situation. These are paid actors. And this guy, Brian T., stated Austin's father should not have been there. And I'm, you heard me on the JLP show. I was kind of on the fence, as usual. But JLP is like, no, and H-E double toothpicks. He should have been in there. And I said, Karmelo should not have been in the tent. Karmelo Anthony, the black guy who was in the opposite team's tent, or one of the opposing team's tents. Underneath the tent, of course, it's an open tent. Getting out of the rain, supposedly. And I heard, I said he should not have been in the tent. Metcalf's pops came in peace, presumably. Karmelo clearly did not come in peace. And so this guy, Brian T., don't harass him. Why were there 4 other schools under those tents? I'm like, I don't know. He said, read the police report line by line. I'm like, nah, I'm not interested in reading the police report. Everything I said stands. Karmelo shouldn't have been in that tent. Unless I'm proven wrong, I don't know. Bringing a knife to a less than a fist fight, because I don't think it was even reaching the level of a fist fight, and daring someone to touch you is pure evil, and you're ignoring it. This Brian T. person, white guy, by the way, I think. I can acknowledge the white young man may have messed up on some level, without wasting my time reading on these details. Right, because you like your narrative. And I'm like, I do like my narrative. But in my opinion, it's simply a local yet relatable story, not worth poring over how human nature. You can call into the Hake report. And you can tell my ignorant audience. Because there were 4 other schools under those tents. What do you mean those tents? It was one tent that we were talking about. You're talking about the 4 other schools under those tents. Sounds like maybe it was what are we in? We're in beginning of April. That's league finals. That's when all the leagues that's all the teams in the league come together and compete against one another, maybe? I don't know. Usually it's just one school against another school, or maybe 2, 3 schools. Was it an invitational? Was it league finals? Was it the state meet? Doubt it. But I notice that blacks like to go where they don't belong and act like they belong, act like they own the place. You notice that? Shout out. But they do. That's part of why people have an issue with them. You saw in the JLP show this black guy hanging around waiting for his Uber on some older lady's porch. And she saw, I called 911. He's like, they have more important things to concern themselves with. And she's like, yeah, you're right. But he didn't belong on her porch, and he's acting like she's wrong. She may have been wrong, I don't know, but you can nitpick these whites. You can nitpick Austin's father. You can nitpick Austin himself. You definitely can. I'm for nitpicking, pointing out where the victims were wrong. But there is no acknowledgement of the perp, where the perp is wrong and how these people are insane. This guy's all believe and do the right things. You are on your own from here on out. He works maybe in I wonder if he's a teacher. Works in education, maybe. Those teachers are a bunch of liberals. Shout out. I love destroying narratives, is his pinned tweet. Whoa, rally being led by a Jewish guy. Unite the right. Interested. Whoa. So he thinks he's destroying narratives, but he's missing. It feels like a lot of whites who are kissing up to the fact that maybe the whites are wrong too in this situation are just turning a blind eye to the obvious insanity, evil of these out-of-control blacks. So that's a little segment there. Michael in Canada is on the line over here. Michael, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up?
What's up, man?
Hey.
What's going on?
Not much, just hanging out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Last Friday, we were speaking together, and after that, you had a call from Frederica. Am I right?
Maybe, yeah.
And during this call, you called me black. And I want to know why.
I don't even remember.
You called me an honorary. Can you say the word for me?
Honorary black?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know, maybe because you used to beat up your dad or something. I don't remember. I don't remember. Oh, man.
Oh, man.
Or, I don't know, you used to be aggressive, or you have a beef with the Jews, or you're a
I ain't
minority.
got no beef with no Jew.
You're a minority as a French Canadian.
I ain't no minority, neither, man.
I don't remember
I'm
why
white.
I don't remember why I called you an honorary black. Maybe you mispronounced some words. I don't know.
I'm French.
Yeah, exactly. No, I don't know.
Oh my God! But I'm not. I don't take it as disrespectful.
Right.
I understand. I'm a little bit of thug, and I might be going to prison. By the way, soon.
Really?
But yeah, that's another discussion for maybe another time.
Okay. Well, I wish you well either way. Be like Joseph.
I'll be me, man.
Yeah. Right.
But the thing with that you think that I'm, you call me black. When I hear about your colors, like I won't say name, but
Okay.
people who call black people animals. Yep, they listen to Jesse every day, most of them, and you work with Jesse. And they don't seem to understand that it's a spiritual battle.
Yeah.
Even though you're black, white, or I know blacks get lower IQ. It's a fact.
Okay.
So sometimes, they do dumb things. Like this kid did because he's so much in his ego. When I was young, I was like that too, but I will never stab someone. But
Yeah.
you understand, you don't want to be played. I don't want to be disrespected.
Right. Yep.
And some people take it to the extreme.
That's true.
I was just taught wrong when I was young. And when you don't have male figures around you, you became pretty aggressive. You want to prove yourself like you're the man. I know this kid got a father at home, but, most fathers are beta now.
That's a fact.
Like we say,
we
kind of do.
at this press conference, I didn't hear one. I only heard clips from the press conference, but I didn't hear one word from the father. It was all the mother and this evil, phony minister guy.
Yeah, because Mama ruled the house.
Yep.
It's right here in Quebec. It's the same thing. Mama ruled everything, and most of the men are truly beta or they're criminals. And they're all white. And I talked about only the people who don't get fathers at home or get beta's father, because we got a lot of alpha male over here. We white, true white, the first true white in America, man.
Yeah.
We've been through a lot. So, yeah, it's amazed me how these people are playing the same game as the black radicals, in terms that they hate other people. And they don't seem to understand, even though they listen to Jesse, that it is a spiritual battle.
Right.
It's amazing me. It's amazing. Yeah.
I agree with that, man.
One time, I was smoking pot with my friend, and someone looking at me crazy, and I said, "What's up with you, boy?" He pulled out a knife on me.
Whoa.
True story.
Yeah.
I slapped him so hard that he came back later to apologize.
Wow. Right on, man.
But, so, kids are like that. They fight together.
Right.
And I don't say that what he did is a good thing, but, he should be responsible for his action and take, you don't stab people.
Right.
I don't understand why people there's something behind this story. Like you said, it's not supposed to be a national story. It should be a local stories, news, and they're trying to do something with that, because on X I see some pictures of the young boy who got killed. The young boy, he's a man, but and some people they laugh at it.
Oh.
It's crazy.
Yeah. What did I just do?
So that's all I want to say. And I'm not black. I'm like truly white, but I'll take it.
Right.
Maybe I'm black in the inside. Yeah.
Nice.
Right on.
Right on. It's good to hear from you, man.
Hey, have a nice day, man. And you got good blacks in America. And to be honest, man, you don't get these Africans out here. They are a mess.
That's true.
At least your blacks in America are westernizing. They are Western people, They live just like Americans. They got their own things, but they are Americans.
Right.
Yeah, just like the Mexican. The Mexican, I think, are the less worst of the immigrant.
You think so? I don't know. I think there's
because even though they come from we can say it's not even a third world country. I mean, Mexico is a great place. But, they are westernized.
Oh, okay.
Just a little bit like us, they're not from the third world completely. Like African out here, it's a mess. Whew. They're not like us, not at all. And they don't mix. So, we're going to be replaced soon because they got a lot of babies.
That's true.
Oh, schnitzel. Around here, it's crazy. They got babies, man. It's awful. They got babies to become citizens.
Yeah. It's nuts how the demographics have transformed America and Canada especially.
In Canada, it's crazy. The local, we are like, I talk about the white population.
Uh-huh.
The native white population here, it's like 0.2. And since 2015, it's going up, but it's not from the whites, So they truly are replacing us. And they don't care, they're from the third world. We giving them jobs, we're giving them houses, we're giving them cars, giving them money, and they work like they don't even know how to work, man. They don't, and they are disrespectful, and they don't care, man. They know that they winning right now. So
that's crazy. They're not winning, but it's that's civilization, I guess. It's on decline.
Yeah, but that's our fault, to be honest.
It is.
We wanted to be so kind. Now we're going to pay for that. Our children, not even our children, I'll pay for that. But that's life, man. Doing my own thing, everything's fine.
Nice. Appreciate you, Michael, in Canada.
Yeah, appreciate you too, man.
Take care.
Take care. Have a nice day. I'm out.
All right. Bye. Super chats. Before I get back to the calls, let's see what we can do. Over on buymeacoffee.com/The Hake Report. Greggatron said, congratulations on the large shirt. I knew you could do it. It was good to hear Chad O. Jackson yesterday on your show. I agree, man. And to see him in the chat on Nick. That's right, the Anchor Baby. He was in the Anchor Baby chat. Coffee from Greggatron. Chad usually goes live Sunday evening. Also, Pinocchio's Helicopter has a new song out called All the Good People. Pinocchio's Helicopter being the guy who made a AI, I think it's AI, song about, Coon with a K. Train Boogie. JLP shared that. So check out what JLP shared on his thing. So and he also says, shout out to Lin Yan Chin and Lord Bibby42, youtube.com/@JLP Talk. You can see, you can check this out. Did I show this to you guys on this show? You may have seen this posts under JLP. It says, what the, laughing faces with tears coming out. And this is how it sounds. Very nice. Isn't that nice?
There's no such thing as racism. I grew up on a plantation. America.
It sounds kind of like Four Tops or somebody. I don't know. I don't know my black stuff. I was listening to Four Tops as a kid and had never even heard of Four Tops until listening to the Jesse Lee Peterson show when they had I think for Manhood Hour, he used to play, "Are you man enough, big and bad enough? Are you gonna let 'em beat you down when the evil comes? And your brother, are you gonna be around?" Thank you, Greggatron. I'll check that stuff out. Appreciate it. JC from Little Rocket Man, Arkansas. Of course you listen to a gay guy about fashion. I'm like, no. You human Easter egg, good green shirt. Thank you, man. Happy Easter. And more Keenan and James. If someone assaults you, I think he means James, would you not be in the right to ill-K them out of self-defense? If someone assaulted you, depends on how, because somebody touches you, that's assault. Or if somebody goes like this. Watch, let me do this. You scared? Like I'm gonna come through the screen? I'm leaning forward, like sort of aggressively with my arms kind of big and out. Big is relative. Like I'm gonna lurch at you. That's assault, okay? Because you feel physically threatened. Maybe you don't, but whatever. And battery, let's say he assaulted and battered him, but battery is just touching him when you don't want to be touched, or I think, something like that. So it depends on the assault. No, it depends. Just because I don't love evil doesn't mean I hate. But Bobbit, I don't think it's Bobbit. Carolyn Bobbit. I think you're... he brought it up. Emmett Till. Accuser. By Carolyn Bryant Donham. I think that's who she's referring to. Because there's Lorena Bobbitt. Don't bring up Lorena Bobbitt. It's practically a dirty word. That happened when I was in my elementary days. We heard about Lorena Bobbitt. Like 4th grade or so. You're personifying evil. Evil is what's in them. Asmodor, Don Imus, they're burning with Hitler right now. And P-O to my haters. I'm tired of those weaklings in the comment section. Boom Hour, invest in speech therapy. And I heard JLP has coffee now. That's right, Punchy's coffee. Anyway, happy Easter. And I'm not reading that slander against beautiful Bill Cosby. But cute joke, you slanderous person. Anyway, happy Easter, James. Laughing faces, he says. Because, anyway, Bill Cosby did Jell-O commercials. Bill Cosby's a good guy. Q James calling me evil yet again. Yep. But surprisingly not telling me to keep it pithy. Indeed. I spoil you guys. Sion with 3 coffees. Oh, you know what? Before I get to Sion, I got to read this from Lin Yan Chin because it happened a while ago. Fugue from Lin Yan Chin. Actually. Supers from Lin Yan Chin. Hake, my people suffer from lack of knowledge is hyperbole. Use of knowledge as a stand-in for sapience, inner stillness, which is the cause of moral integrity and common sense. Nice. Tell Robert and tell him synthesize is not a synonym for engineer. We suffer a lack of RAM, random access memory, due to memorizing too much info. That's right, let your cup be empty. Not full. If you're full of knowledge, you're not able to take in more. Yeah. AKA knowledge, know thyself means be thyself, not memorize thyself. Robert, you have too much woman sense of words, sense that you haven't filtered out as part of becoming sane. Nice. Thank you, Lin Yan Chin. He also says, pull up entropy on Google. See it in reflection of how typo assaults my every communication. That is evidence that entropy is much higher in us, Negro, than your own species or even other POC, people of color. If entropy is the devil, we the devil incarnate. We black, says Lin Yan Chin. You guys, entropy, the measure of a system's thermal energy per unit temperature that is unavailable for doing useful work. Because work is obtained from ordered molecular motion, the amount of entropy is also a measure of molecular disorder or randomness of a system. Interesting. Also known as noise or heat. That's lost energy, right? If something's getting too hot, it means it's blowing energy on putting heat. Or if it's making too much noise, it's wasting energy making noise, not doing what you want it to do. But shout out to the noisy cars and their owners and their fans. Thank you, Lin Yan Chin. I appreciate it. Back to Sion. Oh, waving emoji with a light-skinned hand. Medium, I guess. You noticed society is making killings justifiable? Indeed. Oh, yeah. Aborsh, Austin Metcalf, Ashley Babbitt. We are clearly approaching the time Jesus talked about people supporting killers, oh yeah, cop killers, who have committed a crime, whether the person they killed were abusive or whatever the reason, it's still a life they took. They do petitions. Cat emoji. Shocked, I think. Just, oh my God, says Sion. I don't say, oh my God, because I was raised not to talk like that. By the way, the real Easter bunny egg hatching is on the 20th of April. Indeed, I know that, Sion. It is on Sunday. But Good Friday leads up to Easter. Thank you for your 3 coffees, Sion. Ego is real, 2 coffees. JLP asks, what's wrong with the blats? Medical science breakthrough has the answer. People with more melanin require 6 times the sunlight. Otherwise, they're 6 times more likely to be obese, 6 times more likely to have physical and mental issues, 6 times more likely to be unhappy and live shortened lives, says ego is real. I don't know where he's getting that from, but some of it may be true. I don't know. If anyone cares about the black community and the future of its children, darker-skinned people need to move south of 25 degrees latitude, where they get more sun, I gather. It's an ongoing national health, and it's more direct. It's an ongoing national health crisis. Baltardism saves the blacks. Black people who have moved south of the United States are reporting living their happiest and best lives. They moved for the wrong reasons, Trump, but got the right result, healthier sunlight. It's not racism, it's not privilege, it's the sun. The answer is so obvious. It's been shining in our faces, says ego is real, with his 2 coffees. Or maybe they need to get out and work. Outside, outdoors. But yeah, interest in ego is real. I think the sun can help physically, yeah. And but I think it's I think forgiveness was huge. Nice. Thank you guys and gals for the supers. Pretty cool. Jeff in Louisiana is on the line over here. Jeff, thank you for calling and holding, man. Hey.
Hey, man, to respond to JC, I have been through speech therapy at age 5 when I had a closed brain injury.
Oh, okay.
Kiss my ass.
Sorry, kids.
I'm still smarter than gay Negro.
Whoa.
I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. You gonna try to punch me and punch back. But that Dominique Alexander,
yeah,
he was charged with shaking a baby in 2009. He was babysitting his girlfriend's baby, and he shook it.
Wow.
He's been charged with several crimes since.
Uh-huh.
And if you watch matter of fact, the clip you played earlier, he can't even speak correctly. He said his name's Austin Metcalf.
Right. Metcalf, right?
He said Claff.
Right. I caught that too. I didn't mention it. I didn't say anything about it, but I heard the same thing you did.
Then they had him on TV on the other night on there in the dark, in a night in the dark with sunglasses on, with a T-shirt off the merch site, dancing, trying to sell T-shirts.
Right. That was him. Wait, that was him selling the T-shirts?
Yes.
I didn't know that. I thought it was just some random black guy selling T-shirts.
No, it was him trying to sell them while I read.
Oh, I didn't realize that. That is foul. Big Bump was telling me about that. He's like, that is, what did he say? I don't know. Anyway, that's crazy, man. If true.
But I called in about the Maryland hoax guy.
Say again?
The Maryland hoax man.
Maryland. Oh, the Maryland hoax guy. You're talking about the illegal alien who got deported. Yeah. Okay, yes.
That's not funny. They keep calling him Maryland man.
Right. The Maryland father.
Well, that dude was charged with beating his wife in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah. Allegedly. Or charged or whatever. Yeah.
And then, did you see where the Senator Van Hall went down there?
Yeah, I did. In fact, I probably could pull up a picture for you guys because I saw it in my Hake News.
There were pictures of one person. Don't they have a margaritas together?
Oops. Say again?
I saw a picture of them supposed to have margaritas together.
Oh, really? They had margaritas together?
Yeah. Because he got out of jail and went to a meeting, and they said, I have lunch and margaritas.
That's wild. That's how did they get That's not true. That can't be true. But it might be true, but I don't, no way.
Cool. Just type in his name and type pictures, or Red Holland picture, Von Holland pictures. There's pictures of them out there having margaritas together.
Well, I see water in nice margarita glasses, if you want to call them that, sort of those bulb and stem glasses on a nice table.
How do you go from being oh no, that's not the picture I'm talking about. There's other pictures out there.
There's other pictures, I'm sure. Yeah, he had a whole photo shoot with this guy. You know, I think that the Democrat's a worse person than Keith.
How do you run on Democrat platform now when their platform is not defending American people, but going out of the country to beg for gang member wife beaters to come back to this country?
Right. And I like wife beaters, to be honest. Like, I've known some illegal alien or anchor baby or people who slap their girls around allegedly, maybe. And there's like reasons for it, you know. It's not like these women are these angels, you know what I mean? But still, like he's an illegal. That's the bottom line. He's illegal. Why can't we deport illegals? We can. Get these dumb judges out of the way, in my opinion, and these Democrats.
Well, I tell you, Trump's team is getting smart on this stuff, though, because the other day when he announced that trip, they had Carolyn Levitt do a press conference, an emergency press conference, instead of her talking, and she had I can't remember the girl's name, the woman up there in Maryland that had 5 kids and got beat to death by one of them in the park.
Whoa.
On a jogging trail.
Yeah.
They had her mom up there talking right after Carolyn Levitt come up.
Yeah.
And she said, you know, he called her on the trail, he held her up against the wall, he beat her head with a rock 20 times. They count 20 times hit with a rock.
Whoa. What is this? What's this story that you're telling me about?
It's a Maryland woman, what's her name? I can't think of her name. is a married woman. She had 5 kids, and she got murdered and raped by illegal alien.
Ooh. Oh. Is this different from the Lake and Riley gal?
Yeah, it's different from her.
Okay. Crazy. No, I'm not for that.
that.
No, and the nature of their rapes are like brutal, more brutal, and more perverted than.
But what they said was,
yeah.
he smashed her head with a rock 20 times. Then he held her up against the wall and raped her.
That's crazy. That's
Then after that,
if
he
true.
tried to make sure she dead. After all that,
I'm
he
afraid to
strangled
ask
her.
you to repeat that last part. After that, he what?
He strangled her, choked her to make sure she was dead.
Yeah. That's not right.
But that's what they're fighting for, to come back.
Yeah. No, and they cover up the jail. I mean, Trump was right. He called them rapists. He said they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists. And it's a fact. That's simply a fact. What a mess. And they overreacted to that and called him racist because in their minds that meant he was calling all of them rapists. Of course, it's not all. It's all too many.
Well, I saw a video last night that summed up pretty good. There's some black guys on there that did a video and said, "Okay, y'all want to say Trump is racist, so just for the sake of it, I go with that." They played videos from 2016, and they played Hillary Clinton and said, "Look at her, look what she says." They played the speech she done. So that's someone who's racist. They'll lie to your face and stab you in the back.
Yeah.
I'd rather vote for somebody like Trump who will say to your face he's racist, but he'll tell you to your face, "I don't trust you."
Right.
He didn't go behind you and say it. He says to your face, "I don't trust you. I don't believe, no, whatever it is." If y'all want to play it that way, so I'm not saying Trump's racist, but if he is, he'll say it to your face. He don't go behind your back.
That's right. Yeah. Because he's a real guy, not a phony like these people. Rachel, is it Rachel Morin?
Yeah, Rachel Morin.
Rachel Morin. Mother of murdered Maryland woman, Rachel Morin, questions the senator's visit. Yeah. That's a mess.
Yeah, but she was brutally murdered.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
And that's what they're fighting for. Democrats are fighting for to come in our country.
Yeah.
Just so they can win an election.
Yep.
And that's the only way they're going to win an election, because Trump's going to really screw up for something to change the Democrat side at this point, because, man, it's just, he's doing everything right and they're doing everything wrong.
Yeah. You know, I saw this report from CNN that 63% of Americans support deporting all illegals. All. Which is up from like 38% in 2016. So he has the people clearly on his side. And this is all of this drama about trying to prevent him from deporting the illegals. It may just it may prove to be backfire on them. You know, backfire on the people who are against deporting them. It may end up helping Trump.
I mean, well, I heard one of the guys, one of the callers mentioned yesterday, but there's been more injunctions against him than all the presidents in U.S. history.
Wow. Injunctions meaning stopping him from doing something.
Yeah, trying to stop him doing.
Yeah.
Not all, almost all. I think there were 14 against Biden, and already in Trump's second term, there's been over 15 of them.
Wow. Interested.
In 3 months.
I don't know, but but I wouldn't be surprised because they're fighting him tooth and nail at every turn, and that's the evil ACLU and their ilk and these evil judges. It's disgusting, They're so power. They pretend like Trump is power grabby. They're the ones trying to do power grabs. Trump is trying to do right by the country, like you said.
Man, Trump's a billionaire. Trump don't need no more power.
Yeah.
I mean, really, everybody runs for president. What are they getting there for? What were the Clintons, the Obamas? Where are they living at now? How many houses they got? Look at Trump. Before he got in office, where's he living at? How many houses he got?
I don't know. He's plenty.
No,
He's doing fine.
That's what I'm saying. He's got more than they had. He had more 10 years ago than they had now.
He loves the country.
He didn't have to get in office to get it.
Right.
He already had it.
Yeah, that's right. In fact, he didn't mind losing money to help the country.
No, he donates a salary every year. The $400,000 he gets for being president, he donates it.
Yeah.
What is he in there for? It's not power.
That's right. He's actually taking power away from the government, which is a good thing.
Yeah, I mean
and money.
He's a billionaire. He's been a celebrity. He's been a celebrity his whole life. So what does he have to gain by going there and giving up his free time to run a country?
Yeah.
Like he said, he's doing it because he loves America, to make America great again.
Yep.
He's not in there for any other reason but to leave something for his kids and grandkids to grow up in.
Yeah.
He didn't want a third world country like China, all that crap. I mean, he's just trying to make a country for his kids to grow up in that he grew up in.
Yeah.
Anyway, man, I ain't gonna hold you, man. I know I talk too long sometimes, so let's go.
Good to hear from you, Jeff in Louisiana. Take care.
All right, how we going?
Bye. I had to be quick on that thing. I'm so in my head about the click and about my timing. I wonder if I would be good on the trigger or if I would be jumpy on the trigger or what. You know how these female cops are with the trigger. Blam, blam, blam. No. Don't choke. Okay, Tim in Dallas, Texas, been on hold forever. Tim, thank you for calling and holding, man. What's up?
Hey, how's it going? How are you?
Doing fine, thank you.
Doing well, man. Thank you. Hey, so y'all's conversation just now, that was amazing, man. And I think that guy hit it. He hit it on the head. You know, Trump doesn't need to do all this stuff. He's a nice man. Like he's doing everything he can because he wants the best for people like me. To be completely honest with you, like people like me who are, really feeling the effects of this immigration thing. I can't find a job anywhere, man, and I just gave up on the whole thing. I said, I'm going to go for music now because, I can't seem to find a job anywhere.
Whoa. In Dallas? There's got to be jobs in Dallas.
There's jobs, man, but,
McDonald's?
It's slim pickings. Well, I'm not saying that, I don't want to work the jobs because they're just bad,
Right.
I am looking into construction, ranch work, and like that. So,
cool.
I have a different trajectory right now. But as far as the past year has been, Hake, like this has been really bad and unacceptable. So,
what has been bad and what has been bad and unacceptable?
Well, I believe that this immigration stuff has been really bad for our country because there is just a lot of unfairness happening as far as it's unequal, and if people are coming here illegally and still being able to benefit from basically working under the table and undercutting a lot of young men like me who are able-bodied and citizens of this country who, want to have a job, it's a problem.
Yep, and undercutting, cutting in front of all the legal immigrants, whom we don't want them either that much, some of them, but but they're not doing it the right way, and they know they're not doing it the right way. but they're scamming. They're using a loophole. They're using loopholes that are evil, I say.
Yeah, for sure. And I just
Yeah.
wanted to comment about that and say, hey, you know, white people like you, Hake, we love you out in Texas, Hake. I'll just let you know right now. We love you out in Texas.
Thank
we
you.
completely support what you do, man. So you keep it up.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, dude. You have a big following in Texas. You have a big support system in Texas, just like Trump, man. And, you know, the white people out here, you know, I lived a long time hating them because I was jealous of how they lived and how they did things. They were unapologetically themselves, and they love life. I think I see that in them.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, I mean, yeah, you'll run across some mean people, but I mean, overall, like, I really respect how y'all white people do things. You know, I think it's really amazing.
Yeah. Cool, man. It's great to hear from you. I wish you well with your work or finding work.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thanks for taking my call. You have a good day, man.
You as well, Tim.
Yeah.
Call me again. Bye. I want to get to Manuel in California on the line over here. Manuel, it's good to hear from you, man. How you doing?
Doing well. How are you?
I am fine.
Yeah, it's been a while since I called in. I've been MIA.
Missing in action.
Yes, sir. Man, this whole Metcalf and whatever that other guy's name was, Karmelo Anthony, like, man, this is like pretty wild.
It is.
I bet you this is going to be the new OJ. He's going to get off at a court, and the blacks are going to riot, even though they won. And it'll be the new OJ. It'll be talked about, like Chad was saying yesterday, something else used for the propaganda of the left.
Yeah. You may be right. We'll see what happens, but it's already being used in that way. You can see it. It's obvious.
Right.
Yeah.
Dang, it's like crazy. Like Derek Chauvin, jail instantly. You know?
Right. Yep.
For not even not even doing the same thing that Metcalf and Anthony situation. Like, that's a lot worse than the Derek Chauvin thing, you know?
It is.
But
Derek Chauvin, that was you can call it at worst questionable.
Right. Well,
but this one was like
police situation.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
This one is crazy. This one is that's insanity. Stab somebody in the heart over you're in the wrong place. Get out of here.
Right. Well, it's like Jesse says the segregation thing. Like, I believe in that too. You know, they should separate.
Yeah. Right.
Look, we can't even do a track meet together.
Yeah.
And things go civilly. Okay, well, if that's the case, and the white are always going to be blamed, then yeah, they need to separate.
Yep.
It would solve a lot. I called a long time ago, probably a year ago, and told you this. Like, why do you think segregation really happened in the first place? And I feel this is exactly what was going on.
Yeah, to keep the peace.
Just a lot of infighting.
Yeah.
Right. Try to keep the peace. There's too much infighting. Look, if we're not getting along, then we need to separate until we can get along. And I guarantee that's how segregation first started, but then it turned into political and other things. You know, everything goes corrupt after a while.
There was a very educational call on the American Anchor Baby with Mark about the freedom of association and the freedom of people to declare their, basically make a pledge as to whom they're going to sell their home. And that was how one way that the whites kept their neighborhoods white. And so you didn't fear when your neighbors sold the house or died or whatever, who was the next neighbor going to be. You had to be concerned a little bit about it, of course, because people are always fighting. Neighbors are always having issues with one another, but it wasn't forced integration the way it is now. Now you don't have that freedom to do that. They took our freedom away, and they called it freedom.
Right.
Crazy.
they call it civil rights because all civil rights did was take like the private ownership away.
That's
you
true.
Can't privately discriminate. You can't privately sell who you want to. You can't privately hire who you want to. Like,
yeah, it was a power grab for
things.
it was a power grab for the state and federal government, and even the cities too.
Right, because they feel they know what's best for others. That's, to me, Democrats are always like, I know what's best for you, and Republicans are more like, I know what's best for me.
Yeah.
And a power grab, anyone that can grab power, even the Republicans, if you can grab power, they'll do it. You know,
That's a
everyone
fact.
wants power, and it leads to corruption.
Yeah, it exposes
Like
their corruption.
Elon, I like Elon a lot, but I've read the Unabomber Manifesto quite a bit, and he talks about in there the data, who collects or who owns the data will be all in power. You know, being able to collect everyone's data as of Twitter, Instagram, whatever, blah, 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 like all those little data things, internet searches, you know, that's all sellable. It's a commodity of some sort.
Yep.
And if you knew what everyone was doing or if you knew what everyone was looking at and say like, oh, Manny wants to run for Congress in 10 years. Well, okay, let's start tracking all his data so we can use it against him when he starts to run.
That's interesting.
So like, I like Elon, but anything that collects data, I don't trust. You know, it's not so much him, but he will be a part of that in the future because he owns internet, satellite internet.
Yeah.
And then also Twitter. And then now, you know, the vehicles, like people with those vehicles don't understand, like those have 360 cameras outside and inside.
Wow.
They can see everything you're doing and talking about inside, and they can solve crimes like you've seen before on video on the outside of the vehicle.
You're talking about his Tesla cars.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting.
Think of that data collection, like driving down the road up and down 360, and then say if you're an Uber driver in a Tesla, like you're going to know who's in and out of the vehicle at all times.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like senseless data, but like you can track all that.
Wow. That is cool. I mean, that's cool, but it's crazy and it's creepy.
Right. Well, it's like, if you think about it, if you break it down even more, they should be able to solve any type of murder in the world.
Yeah.
Because if there's a cell phone or anything that collects a GPS standpoint, like your AirPods, your Apple Watch, your phone, your Fitbit, those all have some type of internet access. So they should be able to pinpoint an exact point and buy the cellular data in that area and know who was in that area at that same time. That's exactly how they caught all the January 6 people.
Dang. What a mess.
Yeah.
And that was a total witch hunt. They didn't need to be doing that. They didn't need to be spending resources on mostly peaceful protesters.
No, they didn't do that during Black Lives Matter.
Right.
They didn't do that during any of all that stuff. I mean, that was a mess.
Yeah,
Burning down the United States companies, private sector companies, and nothing was done. But yet they go on public property, which I get. You know, they shouldn't have done. It went over. Some of it went overboard. I get it.
Yep.
Any type of crowd that's going to happen, you know. So whatever. But that's a publicly funded place. You know, my tax dollars pay for that place.
Yep.
I should be able to step foot in here as I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't be a cop.
I'm with you, man.
Because you're talking about hanging up on Jeff right now. Like, you're like, man, I wonder if I'd be like trigger happy. I have a feeling you would.
Right. Don't get nervous.
Click, yeah, it's annoying. That loud click's annoying, but I can tell you'd be ready for it, you know, like.
Or I would shoot too late. I would hesitate, and you can't hesitate when it's time to pull the trigger.
No, if Karmelo Anthony came up to you with a knife, I guarantee he would have been shot dead before the knife even came out of his pocket.
That's
like,
funny,
no, I ain't playing today, homie.
Yep. That is funny.
Right on.
It's good to hear from you, man.
I'll let you go, but free Derek Chauvin. It was self-defense, and George Floyd came attacking him. So what's fair is fair. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Yeah,
pray for him. Whatever, anybody listening, whatever you think of him, you should pray for him. Thank you, Manuel.
Right. Even that kid, he's like, man, I love Jesse and you guys. Like, you guys are just doing work that people need, like amazing work.
Yeah.
That kid's just lost and confused. Imagine if he had a father instead of those other black guys and those women around him. Like, yo, hey, just apologize, bro. You made a mistake and you got to bite the bullet and take it. I guarantee you he would still be let off if he just admitted, I messed up.
Yeah.
But he has no man leading him. They have all these women around him, and these guys, they ain't real men. Like, when you're attacking the father, his lawyer, attacking the father,
right,
who already said he forgave him.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
anyway,
true, man.
Thank you. I appreciate what you guys do and all that, man. You guys do a really good work.
That's cool, man. Thank you, Manuel. Take care.
Later.
Bye. I would be remiss were I to skip Psalm 22. Guys, Lord, what did I just do? Okay. If you mosey on over to the Hake Report and enjoy, it's called Good Friday with Hake, after all. Psalm 22, KJV. I put highlights on it. I highlight my Bible, even on the internet. Did you know if you can, I'm on Bible Gateway here. This is the King James Version of Psalm 22. Hat tip to the great caller and friend Ronnie in Ohio. My God, why hast thou forsaken me? This is David, I believe, saying it. And Jesus stated that on the cross, and he died on the cross on Good Friday, if you will. Why art thou so far from helping me and from the words of my roaring? Oh, my God. And it's not O-H, it's just O, my God. I don't know what the difference is exactly, but O is a little bit more respectful. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh. Oh, my God, I cry in the daytime, but thou hearest not, and in the night season, and am not silent. God doesn't hear your crying prayers. But thou art holy, O thou that inhabitest the praises of Israel. Our fathers trusted in thee, God. They trusted, and thou didst deliver them. Hopefully you understand the Old English. I understand it. They cried unto thee, thee means you, and were delivered, you being talking to God. And they trusted in thee, and were not confounded. But I am a worm and no man, a reproach of men, and despised of the people. All they that see me laugh at me to scorn. You guys laughing at me? Or you guys laughing at David or Jesus? They shoot out the lip. Does that mean spit? Pooh. Oh, Hake. Pooh. They shake their head. You know how I'm always shaking my head? They shake their head saying, he trusted in the Lord that he would deliver him. Let him deliver him, seeing he delighted in him. Kind of jealousy, mocking. But thou art he who took me out of the womb. Thou didst make me hope when I was upon my mother's breast. I was a cast upon thee from the womb. Thou art my God from my mother's belly. Be not far from me, for trouble is near. There is none to help. Many bulls have encompassed me, surrounded me, I think. Strong bulls of Bashan that have beset me around, whatever Bashan is. They gaped upon me with their mouths as a ravening and a roaring lion. I am poured out like water. All my bones are out of joint. My heart is like wax. It's melted in the midst of my bowels. My strength is dried up like a potsherd. I started to look up what potsherd is. Let's find out real quick. A broken piece of ceramic material. Okay. In other words, useless. Where was I? And my tongue cleaveth to my jaws. Cleaves means either separates or joins to. I don't know. My tongue is stuck in my mouth or something like that. Thou hadst brought me into the dust of death. For dogs have compassed me. The assembly of the wicked have enclosed me. They've pierced my hands and my feet. Like Jesus' hands and feet were pierced, huh? I may tell all my bones. That's definitely not Hake talking. You can't necessarily tell all my bones with all the fat on me. But shout out to the fat people and the skinny people. They may look and stare upon me. They part my garments among them like they did to Jesus, cast lots upon my vesture. They're taking my clothes even. Be not thou far from me, O Lord, O my strength. Haste thee to help me. Deliver my soul from the sword. My darling, and it's not talking about his girl. I guess he's talking about his body. I don't know what he means by darling. From the power of the dog. Save me from the lion's mouth, for thou hast heard me from the horns of the unicorns. Wow. I will declare unto thy name, I will declare my name and thy name unto my brethren. In the midst of the congregation will I praise thee. Ye that fear the Lord, praise him. All ye, the seed of Jacob, glorify him and fear him. All ye, the seed of Israel, for he hath not despised nor abhorred the affliction of the afflicted. He wasn't like, ugh. Neither hath he hid his face from him. But when he cried unto him, he heard. My praise shall be of thee in the great congregation. I will pay my vows before them that fear him. Doesn't this remind you of what JLP talks about and JLP talking about in church and stuff? And in the monologues on this show? And in talking with the people? Got to go through it. The meek shall eat and be satisfied. They shall praise the Lord that seek him. Your heart shall live forever. I forget what meek means. All the ends of the world shall remember and turn unto the Lord, and all the kindreds of the nations shall worship before thee. For the kingdom is the Lord's, and he is the governor among the nations. All they that be fat upon the earth shall eat and worship, and all they that go down to the dust shall bow before him. And none can keep alive his own soul. Dang. A seed shall serve him. It shall be accounted to the Lord for a generation. They shall come and shall declare his righteousness unto a people that shall be born, that he hath done this. And isn't that what's happening? They're like preaching the word, preaching the gospel. That's what Jesus went through. So JLP's gone through it. So he encourages people to go through. Nice. Thank you. Psalm 22. I guess that was David writing that. And Psalm 23 is the one that goes, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He leads me beside still water, not cool water. Somebody corrected me. Cool, huh? Happy Easter. So that's what he was referencing when he was on the cross saying, my God, why have you forsaken me? He didn't take comfort in some emotional idea about God at that point. He wasn't like, oh, I know God is with me, in the faking like he knows that, like so many people do nowadays. Cool. Shout out to Ronnie in Ohio. The lines are full, guys. I have a few super chats to read, though. So let me get to those real quick. Cesar got a coffee, popcorn, wrote a book for us. And I think I read this one from Ego is Real. Yep. Okay, so Popcorn's Thump Keg. Happy Easter, man. Happy Good Friday to you. What'd he say? Just a few observations on Mark's commentary yesterday regarding the track meet stabbing incident. 100 years ago, that guy stabbed our brother Metcalf, would have been hanging from a tree, said Mark. He actually told the truth. 100 years ago, if a black person harmed a white person, justified or not, they would more than likely be lynched without a trial, says Popcorn, before they were formally charged. Or they would have been pulled out of the court because we didn't trust the courts back then. And that happened too sometimes. So extrajudicial killings is disorderly. I don't like it. But before they were formally charged, just based on who the perpetrator was and who the victim was. Indeed. And that's how blacks are today. They form a lynch mob and tell tales to one another and believe made up stuff before they actually know the facts. And it's a mess. And that and that politics influences the courts. It's terrible. Mark wasn't there when the incident took place. He nor I know whether it was or wasn't self-defense. It's all hearsay, rumors, and speculation, says Popcorn. The fact that Mark is reminiscing of days where black people weren't afforded due process isn't shocking. I'm sure he meant after a trial, and if he was found to have acted outside of self-defense by a jury of his peers, then he should be punished. Wink, wink, says Popcorn. It sounds a little bit sarcastic, but of course Mark wouldn't want it to be unjustified. He is seething so much when he talks about black people and immigrants. Things like due process and the Constitution become inconvenient. Wait and see. Just because others aren't doesn't mean you shouldn't, says Popcorn. Cesar bought 4 coffees. Sup, Hake? Thanks for entertaining that meme. Thank you for the meme. Yesterday I showed a white meme. Caesar or Cesar shared about black on white crime, like black, older, like adults, women and men, being brutal to white children. And then also the young man on young man violence with the Metcalf Karmelo thing. And the crime statistics. I couldn't believe those. I brought it up because I couldn't believe those cases happened, and it had me thinking, is it a racial thing or a human thing? So I ended up asking Grok to present me, which is an AI, with similar cases but opposite circumstances, white adult killers and black children victims, and it failed 3 times. It even made up cases that I verified were fake. After calling Grok out, it admitted to fabricating the cases I requested. What do you think, Hake? Was it an honest AI error or some sinister agenda at play? Grok is liberal. Just because it's Elon, Elon Musk is pretty liberal, honestly. But Twitter is liberal, X is liberal, Grok is liberal, AI is liberal. They have to rely on the liberal media, and the liberal media dominates it's the world. The world is full of liars and lies and covering up and obfuscating the plain reality of disproportionate black on white crime, whether it's because of the race or whatever. And it's just a fact. Shout out to the D-Live crew and the Rumble crew. I better check the Rumble crew. But while I'm checking the Rumble crew, so as not to lose too much time, we have the Fallen State coming up. I'd like to get to Joe in Phoenix, Arizona on the line here. Hey, happy Easter, man. Joe.
Hello?
Hey, happy Easter.
Happy Easter, James.
Thank
Been a
you.
while since we talked.
Yeah.
I see that you're back to letting the chief idiot, moron, evildoer call in a lot.
Oh, yeah. He was always welcome to call. It's just that he stopped calling because he was so frustrated with me talking for 52 minutes, I think. This is what I think happened, with that black gal who's a Christian gal talking about the Bible or something. There was this black Christian lady in her 50s, I think. But, yeah.
Well, I think it's great that you finally took the mask off, and now you're openly talking about bringing back segregation.
Wasn't I always, though? Well, you talk about me being JLP and us?
Segregation and...
But I've always been for freedom. Segregation is about freedom, right? What? Wait, what? Wait a minute.
You had a caller last week that was talking about getting rid of all the blacks.
No, I don't remember that.
You did. To your credit, you disavowed it, but...
Of course.
Well, weekly you disavowed it, but yeah.
Weekly? And, whatever, man.
And dreaming
everything
of
I do
getting
is
rid
strong.
of the equal housing laws.
Well, equal housing laws are wrong. Do you catch the anchor, baby?
I don't have time for that now.
Oh, well, there was a very good call from informative call. Your friend, your friend and mine, our fellow Christian Mark from Los Angeles, was talking about this.
He's not a Christian. He's an evil disgusting, horrible
Well,
person.
well, let me finish. The covenant laws. You heard of covenant or covenant things?
Sure, I've heard of those, yeah.
And that's basically, he explained it where these whites would, like Ronald Reagan, would have a covenant on his house so that he would promise to sell it to like a white person or something like that, so that the neighborhood
those have
didn't
been
transform.
roundly found to be illegal and unconstitutional.
And that's a shame, because that's basically that's basically freedom that they're getting rid of.
You can have your opinion on that all you want to. That's the law. So,
Yeah, laws are evil now. The laws are against freedom.
Disagree.
Okay, right, obviously.
Anyway, they protect you too, James. Whether you believe that or not, they protect you as well.
But I don't want that type of protection from discrimination.
Just like civil rights protects you too. It's not just for minorities.
I know, but I don't want that. I want people to be free to discriminate against me, and I want to be free to discriminate against them. I want the local cities and neighborhoods to be free to self-determination, and freedom of association. But now we have cities and states and federal feds who want to play mama and force us to pretend like we love one another. And in some cases we do, and that's nice, because human beings tend to make the best out of their situation, even if it's wrong. But it wasn't so bad beforehand. But they're lying. You know what I mean?
No, you're absolutely wrong about that. And if you had generational oppression where you couldn't get a good job, you couldn't provide for your family, you couldn't provide a better life for your family, you'd be singing a different tune.
Communist, that's a communist statement, but fine. I accept it. Shout out.
All right, so once again.
Do you still talk to your pastor friend?
I do, of course.
Nice. Does he ever listen to my show, do you know?
He claims to still be listening, yes. We haven't talked about your show in a while, though.
Well, happy Easter to Joe's pastor friend.
I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
I put quotation marks around whatever. But anyway, shout out. I meant no disrespect, of course. I wasn't putting quotation marks around pastor. I would put quotation marks around Joe.
Okay.
Nice. Anyway, go ahead.
So once again, all you and your evil dual callers, idiot callers, are missing the true battle anyway.
What is that?
Have you heard of stagflation?
I have heard of stagflation. Explain it to us again.
So stagflation, you see Jerome Powell was warning about that big time last week and this week as well. Stagflation is when you have high inflation the way we have now and a slow economy. That is extremely difficult to break that cycle.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Fed's main tool is, like I told you, the overnight interest rate.
Well, Trump can do all things through Christ who strengthens him. It's
not Trump; it's the Fed.
No, I know, but Trump is transforming the economy in powerful ways by transforming the government.
I will say one thing, that it's way too early to say positive or negative about tariffs.
Yeah, and it's not just the tariffs; it's also downsizing the government. That's huge, potentially.
We'll see there also, but getting back to the Fed,
mm-hmm.
I tried to tell you for many, many years about watch what happens with the Fed. And you see, Trump is really going after Jerome Powell. Yeah.
Yeah, he wants him out of there, potentially, maybe threatening.
In our last talk, you said, Joe, do you believe Trump would act self-servingly?
Mm-hmm.
If he got rid of the Fed? And I said yes, and we got into it again, as we always do.
Right.
And removing Jerome Powell, again, he doesn't have that power as president. And he's doing that for one reason, and one reason only, to put his own puppet in there that would do what he wants him to do. So keep a close eye on that. The stagflation.
A puppet for the good of the country, rather than a puppet of Satan.
So stagflation. When the Fed wants to boost the economy, they cut the rate, right?
Okay.
But if they cut the rates again, that's going to boost spending, which is going to raise inflation. Do you see the problem? We already have high inflation.
Yeah. I get you. Well, I mean, I don't want to get into predicting the future. A lot of this stuff is trying to predict the future. A lot of the criticisms
That's the Fed's whole job, Sam.
No,
That's
I
their
know,
whole
but
job.
this is you and me, and this is you and me, and the Fed doesn't even know the future, you know. So I'm not really.
Oh, we agree on that. The Fed does not know the future, but it's their job to try to predict it.
And I happen to know that panic and fear are not good for the economy, and the media has been trying to sow panic and fear, and the anti-Trump people have been trying to do that. They're basically cheerleading to hope to get a recession or depression or whatever, just like they were trying to hold back from calling Biden's recession a recession, and by holding back, they may have helped things not get so bad. You know what I mean?
Well, once again, you're idiot have-not callers. You're going to be crushed again coming up because...
You love the idiots, right? You're a Christian?
I have Christian love for everybody, yeah.
Nice. Even for idiots. Let me hear you say, I love the idiots.
You have to love the idiots because most of the country are idiots, especially when it comes to things financial.
Yeah, that's why we don't want voter rights.
What are you talking about?
We don't want every idiot voting?
No, James, that's anathema to our Constitution.
Well.
Anyway, as I was saying, what you're going to see now is that the haves, the rich, are going to get even richer in the coming months when the recession really hits.
Good.
And all you have now, you look at that guy in Texas who just called you looking for a job, because it's going to get worse and worse for you. So go ahead and keep hating on the blacks. Keep on worrying about the blacks. Keep on getting distracted by the blacks.
Shout out.
Meanwhile, the haves are going to continue to crush you under their boot hill, and it's going to get even worse.
Oh, you went away from your phone.
While you continue to be distracted by idiocy and complete stupidity based on skin color.
I gotcha. There's more than one evil in the world. It's not just blacks. It's the evil of one's own heart, and it's the evil in people manipulating the economy in an evil way. Thanks, man.
That's right. Yep. Have a good day.
You as well. Joe in Phoenix. Nice to hear from him. So wait. I gotta get to David in Tejas, Texas. David, we're running down to the wire. How you doing?
Good, buddy. How you doing?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. What's the band's name, the guy with the Crohn's disease?
Okay.
Is it okay?
Yeah, okay.
Tried to find it. I listened to it before, but I tried to find it, and
I know, it's hard to find. It's
for me.
okay. You could look, okay, Marty Anderson, Absolutely Kosher Records.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
One
That's
album
a good
is
Friday.
High Road, one album is Low Road, another album is Huggable Dust, and I like pretty much all three of those albums. So, nice. Yeah. Sweet.
That's pretty much it. I'm gonna let you go. I thank you for taking my call.
Yeah.
And we'll stay longer later.
That sounds good. I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you. You have a great weekend, and happy Good Friday to you and everybody up there, and all of your listeners.
Happy Easter. Do you call it Resurrection Sunday or Easter? Out of curiosity.
Easter.
Nice. Me too. But shout out. All right, David. Take care.
Yeah.
Call me again.
You too, buddy. Thank you.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Chase in Tejas. Chase.
Oh.
Hey, man. Good to hear from
Hey,
you.
what's going on?
Not much. I'm just getting in as many calls as possible.
All right, well, I won't take up too much time. So I think someone called in earlier, a younger guy was talking about not being able to find a job.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so Dallas, you should be able to find something up there, especially
Indeed.
if you want to do construction work. My advice would be try to get some kind of certification for anything. I say skid steer because they're really easy to operate. Once you get the hang of it, you're always going to be able to operate one. And there's plenty of people. And then also, too, if you get up into the construction world, You make friends. You're going to have business cards. You're going to have all kinds. You're always going to have like a lead to go somewhere or to help someone else out. So, and
yeah, you're a good worker and you pay attention. Opportunities everywhere. Fair advice, man. Thank you.
Yeah, and I'm going to do something else, man. But I got stuff going on. You know what? It's not even worth it. And I lost my train of thought, so I got to get going, man.
All right.
Thanks for taking my call.
We'll talk again, I hope.
Yes,
Take
sir.
care. All right. Happy Easter. Bye. And Rick in Hampton, VA. I know I'm violating my 5-minute rule. Rick, are you there?
The reason why a lot of people don't desire to date black women, not all.
Rick.
Most.
Rick.
What'd you say?
Are you there? Rick. Rick. Can you hear me? Rick. I better put him on hold. I gotta get to beautiful Mark in Los Angeles. Mark, what's up, man?
How you doing, Hake?
Doing well. Glad to get you.
I see I poked the ribs of the devil, and he called you back. You know, Nate called me all those nasty names. But let me tell you, Hake, when a thing like that criticizes me, that only makes me stronger. Have you heard of something called black fatigue?
No.
Okay. One of your competitors was talking about it today. Basically, the white people have had enough of these fake cries of racism.
Right.
And what's settling in is what's called black fatigue. We don't want to hear it. I don't care about what their problems are. When they kill white people and get paid for it, this is not going to be a good trend.
Yeah.
And for that guy that mentioned me about I supported lynching, well, I never said I supported it. All I was stating is a fact that 100 years ago, if a savage would have been bold enough to just kill a white man for no reason, oh, yeah, I would have no problem with him hanging. I'm not saying I advocate it or that I would partake, but if I'm on a jury, those men walk. And as far as the covenants are concerned, there was nothing unconstitutional about them. We had the Earl Warren court. Earl Warren was a communist, so that snake in Phoenix probably loves him. He's
was
the one that
was he a Supreme Court guy?
Yeah, Earl Warren, commie from the 50s. That was Eisenhower's biggest mistake.
Wow.
Was putting that rat on the Supreme Court. But his court were the ones who did away with covenant laws. Covenant laws are totally constitutional. They're under private property rights, and they don't protect white people, even though Satan told you they do.
Yeah.
First of all, Mr. Hake, are you going to attempt to move into a Negro neighborhood?
Don't
where
plan
you would
on
need
it.
Civil rights protection?
Right.
Of course not. It's so ridiculous on its face.
Yeah.
But the point is, I got Satan to call back. If it hadn't been for me calling you, he would have never called back. But that's fine. I mean, you know, he'll show you. Already, he's talking communism. He's a loser. Trump won, and if it wasn't for corrupt judges, Trump's agenda would be going through, and it's supported by the American people. And most white people secretly support segregation. Do you think they want to be around these animals? You put them up, you give them a survey privately, and I guarantee you the majority of whites want segregation. They don't want mixing. I'm surprised you didn't ask your friend in Phoenix if he supported the monster in Texas that killed our white brother Metcalf. I would like to have heard what he said.
Maybe another
Although
time.
He probably secretly supports the monster. He might give you some double talk, which he's good at.
I gotta run.
So,
It's good hearing from you. Happy Easter over there to you, man.
Thank you, Hake. Happy Easter. God bless. And I'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, he got me good with that click. I was slow on the trigger. Bye, guys. Not Joel Friday. The Fallen State coming up next. This is Past, Present, Future, the Hake Report.
the Hake Report. La la la.
Good morning, James.
Morning, Tim. Peace, guys. Take care.